It was a long process. Took the whole first day of kind of figuring out and kind of wondering where we were going to be at and things like that. And Cincinnati came in and just made everything really smooth and easy. And super excited to be out here and do another 2 years of my career here in Cincinnati.
When they talked to you about joining, what was the thing that they kind of said the most about trying to get you on why this would be a good spot and all the offense that maybe might have been out there?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't much that was needed. I think understanding the offense and what type of role the running backs have had here in years past and things like that, and kind of the offense that they run. It's a good marriage between the two. Just my style of play. The runs that I like to run and things of that nature, and they do a lot of that. The gun personnel and all that type of stuff. So it was just a good marriage. It made sense, and just excited to finally be a part of it.
Obviously, you run a lot of
Yeah.
Why are you so comfortable running out of that? Because you've had success doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've done more of that than anything. Just going back to college and obviously now being in NFL and things like that. It's always been everyone's kind of running gun offenses mainly. It's rare you kind of see guys stay on the center for much of a game. So that's something I just adapted to really easy, and it just made the game so much easier. I have a real good understanding of, what my guys are doing in front of me, and then obviously what the defense is kind of being taught when you kind of see these different personnels and body types in the game and things of that nature. So, I've just had really good success and looking to, continue that.
What makes somebody a good gun runner? Successful just running.
I think Coach, spoke to it a little bit, just the vision, eye discipline, and, patience. I think those three things you can manipulate the defense a little bit more than you can when you're under center. So I think those three things, those attributes kind of make you a good gun runner.
What do you like about these weapons?
Obviously the weapons. I mean, it's a ton of weapons around the field. Obviously getting Mike Gesicki in as well, that's another big time, talent on the offensive side of the ball. Great offensive line and things of that nature. So, it's a lot of space on the field. And, from watching, this team over the years from far, they get the ball to the playmakers and let the playmakers do their job at a high level.
How would you describe your game? I assume it's
I would say, I'm definitely, downhill. I don't like one cut runner. I think that's the best way, easiest way to kind of sum it all up. Growing up, my favorite runners was Marshawn Lynch and Arian Foster. So dudes that got downhill, one cut, and then, kind of let their physical game kind of do all the talking and things like that. So that's kind of where I find myself is, get downhill, make guys miss, and try to be an impact in the game from the physicality part. And sometimes teams feed off of that and things like that. So that's what I'm looking to bring.
How much gap is zone? Did y'all play percentage-wise? Did y'all put off on your gap scheme? Did y'all do a lot of zone, or how would you classify it?
Indy, right? Yeah. So definitely a lot more zone, just because there was a lot of RPO style offense. So more of it was built off the inside zone than anything else. Gap was about 80-20%, I probably would say. From zone to gap. Yeah, 80-20. So I'm well versed in all of them. I've ran them all. I got a good feel for them all. Obviously it's all about reps and getting, those reps in and things like that. You get more comfortable, and obviously when we get this thing going and getting behind the big guys and kind of just getting a feel for what they like to do, how they like to do things, how fast they move, how fast they get to the second level, and things of that nature, things you talk out with those guys and you understand what they want to do and you just capitalize off of that.
The trade from Buffalo, going from a first place team to a team that was struggling at the time in Indy, and then do what you did last year. What do you feel like you proved in your time in Indianapolis?
I mean, I didn't try to prove anything to anyone. I knew what I can do, and I've always known that it was all about just opportunity. Indy gave me the opportunity to prove to myself more than anything who I am and what I can do. So I appreciate my time in Indy, obviously, and things like that. So looking just to capitalize off of the season I had last year and go into this season with a group of guys that are really, really good on both sides of the ball, and bring a lot of wins in.
How healthy were you last year? I know you had the form season. Then you came back in later on. So how healthy were you towards that back half of the year?
Yeah, I mean, you're never, fully healthy, especially at this position and playing in this league. And, when you talk about 17 games and stuff like that. But, it's probably one of my better years of just being upright and just feeling really good, mentally and physically. So, and I was pretty good, man.
What did you kind of learn about yourself playing with Jonathan was out? What did you kind of learn about yourself, and what do you feel like you accomplished, in that time while you get kind of doing that?
I think confidence is the biggest thing. I obviously in my time in Buffalo didn't get a ton of opportunity to do, what I would have liked to do. And then obviously when JT was out and things of that nature, having to step in and play that role, that role just gave me a ton of confidence, even coming right off of fresh off of injury. But it gave me a ton of confidence, and that catapulted it all throughout the season, and my abilities, and just how I carried myself and things of that nature.
When free agency started, or maybe even earlier, but when the season ended, were you just kind of with the mindset, let's just see what happens, or did you start looking around the league and say, hey, I'd be a good fit here, I'd be a good fit here? Did you try to target some teams you thought you'd go to?
I didn't try to target teams really. I think it was more so kind of just let's see what happens, and we found out to happen to be landing in a perfect spot in a team that runs a lot of the style of offense that I love, and I'm accustomed to and used to and comfortable in. So it worked out perfectly.
How much excitement is there from you to join a team like this who, when Joe Burrow was healthy, has shaped his aspirations?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like you said, when he's been healthy, man, this team has been top 3 teams in the league. And like I said, I've watched from afar, obviously, Super Bowl run, and then, being a player or two away, an AFC Championship game from going back again, and things like that. So, when you get a chance to join a team like this, you want to win, obviously. And at this point in your career, going on year 5 and, playing winning ball before, it feels good to know that you're in a situation where you have a chance to kind of impact that winning culture and things like that. So super excited. Like I said, we have a ton of weapons, and obviously Joe is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and he's been doing it now for a few years now. So very excited to get in this offense and just get to work with these guys.
Do you get a sense what the workload with Chase Brown? Do you get a sense how they're going to use you guys?
I mean, that's kind of more up to the coaches than anything, man. My job is to come in and work, and where the chips fall, they fall, and I kind of make best out of those things in those situations. But like I said, Chase I've watched Chase before. I've seen him. We obviously played against him last year, and he tore us up a little bit. So I know what he can. Yeah, so I know what he can do. Super talented guy. Travion Williams in the room as well. So it's gonna be a good room. It's gonna be a lot of great competition, and we're gonna just try to make each other better, man.
Have you heard from Joe, or did you reach out about
No, I haven't heard from Joe yet. Yeah, hopefully, right?
The deal's done. You break the news to the family. How did that go over coming to Cincinnati?
Yeah, we were sitting on the couch, and my agent, told us, and we locked it in, and I think it was still a little surreal, kind of going somewhere else again and things like that. So, but it's been nothing but short of a blessing, man, to come to a team like this, a city like this, and be right back in some winning football.
You got your child with you, and you signed a new contract here and everything. What's it like, at this stage of your life with all the new things that are happening?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of new things happening. But like I said, everything has just been a blessing. I thank God for just allowing me to have the opportunity to play, 5 years in the league and now have this opportunity with a great team and, being able to try to help my family and things of that nature. So, like I said, nothing short of a blessing and super grateful for, everything.
There's sometimes, it might be tough going to a team that's really pass heavy a lot of times.
Mm.
What's it like as a running back knowing kind of where what the offense is built like, what it's built to do, and kind of your role in it? How do you process that as you look at maybe potential spots you want to sign with?
Yeah, I've been in the past happy offense before, and in that role, you just kind of find out ways where you can help the team. And when I was in Buffalo, that was okay. How can I be a better pass blocker? And that helped prepare me for each and every step that I've went to, and it's helped round me out as a back, throughout the years and things of that nature. So, you definitely want to be on a team that, wants to run the ball here and there and things like that. That's our title is a running back. So, it makes it fun and things like that. But like I said, this is just, these guys do a great job of doing both very well. And when you have the talent like that outside, it makes sense. And, however I can help this team, if it's, catching the ball, running the ball, trying to keep Joe clean as much as I can with the big guys up front as well. Whatever my role is being called of that week, that's what I'm going to try and do.
How exciting is it knowing how many white boxes the biggest in the league and getting those? What's that like as running back knowing he's going to a place that they're going to see him?
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. Last year it was rare when I got to see, a safety kind of still deep and stuff like that. So, like I said, I'm excited just from the aspect of, like I said, so many weapons, so much space on the field, and I feel like my best ball is still ahead of me.
Are there any guys, you mentioned Marshall and Foster. Are there any guys now that you watch?
I'm a fan of the game, so I watch all the guys. I think obviously it's the backs in this league are really good. I like Swift and Barkley and all those type of dudes. I don't really study them, and things of that nature. I try to look for guys that are more similar to my style back in the day or whatever, body type, all those different type of things. I'm not crazy as athletic as Saquon and things like that. So I try to find guys who, kind of match me a little bit more. And, obviously, like I said, Marshawn and Arian Foster, those type of guys, vision and power and things of that nature kind of mesh with me more.
You mentioned it. How would you evaluate yourself in pass pro?
I think it's one of the things that I do very well. I take a lot of pride in it. Something that, I was taught in college, and, I'm grateful to be able to be taught that in college, because if you want to play on this level and you want to play X amount of years, you got to be able to keep up the quarterback to face the franchise and stuff like that. So, look, I came in Buffalo, had to block for Josh, and kind of did the same thing, obviously, over in Indy. And, I take a lot of pride in it. A lot of work goes into that, and knowing, where the blitz is coming from, and, doing my job at a high level. So, I try to be a 3-down back each and every play, and that's part of being a 3-down back, being able to pick up the blitz and identify where the blitz is coming from.